I think a little bit of a windy part of the country at the moment, a bit cloudy as well, but it's good to be here at the start of what's going to be a conference that's going to see all the regions here in Africa joining in a conference that's going to be focusing in on the airports and everything that has to do with the infrastructure and whatever else that we can see when it comes to the running of our airports here in South Africa and the different regions that are represented. I think what's important to note as well, of course, is the fact that it's Transport Month here in South Africa, and this ties in very, very well when it comes to talking about everything that has to do with transport. Now, without further ado, I've got my guest that's going to lay out the foundation of what's going to be happening at the conference and also talk to us about the South African perspective. Let's welcome to Morning Live the Deputy Minister of Transport, Lydia Sindisiwe Chikunga. It's so good to have you, Deputy Minister, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. Tell us a little bit more about this, the conference that's about to start this morning.
Yes, this is the ACI Africa region, which is a Council International Africa region, which is, of course, a substructure of the ACI International, that is at international level. South Africa is a member of that. It has got 52 members, and this is exactly what is happening. They hold this conference every year. South Africa held one in 2006, and it is holding this one this year in 2014. And it's a conference where, in actual fact, African states are sharing their experiences and, of course, their service excellence, because it's about that quality assurance in our airports. As you have said, here we have got ACSA representing South Africa, but you also have other ACSAs from other countries that are representing their countries, and they're sharing their service excellence.
Yeah. We're going to be talking to ACSA in a short while as well, so we'll give South Africans a real perspective of what ACSA actually do, because a lot of the times people are under the impression when you arrive at an airport, you start blaming the airline. It's like, oh, look what this airline did, and they did this and that. Meantime, it's not the airline. It's the airline that operates out of an airport that is run by an ACSA. So, it's an understanding that has to be had. Now, at a conference like this, what are the things that are discussed? I mean, are there certain policies that are put in place that are across the region, or does each body have their own policies and regulations that are formulated?
Aviation is controlled at international level. You have the ICAO that sets regulations and standards, and all countries of the world that have aviation have to comply. And of course you have this one, which is ACI, which is a body which has to ensure that they meet the standards as set by ICAO. And they are therefore here to look into that. And you'll have some agreements that countries sign, that regions sign, that continents sign, that are in line with the ICAO stipulations. So here today, for instance, like I have said, they will actually be discussing some of the decisions that they have taken. For instance, you have your Masukru convention. They will be discussing your protocols. They will be discussing how they are faring. For instance, if I were to come to South Africa, for instance, we are one of the top 30 countries that are performing very well when it comes to services at our airports. We had an entity from UK that was actually auditing the performance of 400 airports in the world. And we came number 22, Cape Town International Airport, number 26, which is King Shaka here, and number 28, which is our Johannesburg. But that is all in the top 100 of Africa. And we can't be excited as South Africa, because we want more of Africa's airports to be amongst the top 100. Yes. And we are in the top 30. And I think, just to break a little bit, really, top 30, and you have airports such as Dubai being number 31, you have airports such as Australia being number 36, you have any airport you know of that is in UK, in US, they are behind us. And therefore we're doing very well. But we want to share those experiences in conferences such as this one with the rest of our counterparts in Africa.
Of course, getting them up to that level as well. Deputy Minister, it's been so lovely talking to you. I know there's so much more we need to talk about, but I'll hopefully get some of that information from our other guests events that are to follow, especially Ebola and traveling within Africa now. Not only Africa, the world. I know that that's a big topic of discussion that'll be happening here at this committee and this conference that's gathering this morning. So we'll talk about that as well here on the program. This, of course, was our Deputy Minister of Transport here in South Africa, bragging, and rightly so, about how South African airports are comparing to the rest of the world. Lydia, Sindisiwe, Chikunga, thank you again for being with us on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, Valen, I know it's over to you for the sports news now.